It's Mercury retrograde in Pisces. Mercury retrograde went retrograde around the 16th, 17th of February, and will be in retrograde till the 19th of March. And this time period depends on where in the world on the exact date. So this Mercury retrograde will affect all zodiacs. So not just Pisces, but each and every single one of us, because it's a planet transit. So when we say planet transit, when the planet is actually making a movement. Mercury is the planet of basically communication, intellect, travel, all of those things that connect. So when you think of an idea and that's your connection within your brain that's giving you an idea that's going to make you want to move forward with it. So that's Mercury. Your things that you want to think of that you actually say, your speech, all of that is Mercury. Traveling, connection, if you want to post anything, that all those things that connect us, the internet, technology, connection, and basically intellect, and all the things that basically help us connect, because we have to think of things in order to express them, do them, and that makes connection with other people. So anything that is of connection, basically. Now, when the planet goes retrograde, it's almost as if now all of a sudden all of these things are now moving slower. So our thinking process, travel delays can happen, technology starts acting faulty during this time, misunderstandings because of miscommunication. So what you think you want to say and what actually comes out, what other people basically understand from what you're saying and what you're doing, all gets jumbled up during Mercury retrograde. And Virgo and Gemini are both ruled by Mercury. So Virgo and Gemini, both. And Mercury is exalted in Virgo. So the opposite sign of Virgo is Pisces. So to have a Mercury retrograde in Pisces, it's not the best place for it. They call it fall or detriment because Virgo is also ruled by Mercury and it's exalted by Mercury. So Mercury retrograde being in Pisces definitely affects us in a big way, where we kind of, what we're thinking just slows down a whole lot, and we kind of feel very dreamy. You know, very, very, very like daydreamy, in a like in a haze. That's the feeling of Mercury retrograde in Pisces. It's a hazy kind of feeling. It's almost like you all of a sudden, because Pisces is to do with your emotions. It's a water zodiac. So it's like your thinking is now submerged in how you're feeling. That's what it is. And that can be, I would say, challenging for a lot of people and challenging for all of us. So every single zodiac gets this feeling that all of a sudden we're more within our feelings. Our thinking is all of a sudden not what's really going forward, but more like now pushing us to go within and to really see how we feel about things. What we can expect during Mercury retrograde in Pisces is we can have exes coming back, right? The miscommunication, and because it's in Pisces, our feelings can get really, really hurt right now. Things from the past coming back, visiting places from the past. All of a sudden, you went there years ago, or like within the last couple of months, and you're back there again, and you're like having to think and remember feelings of the past. So that's what it's doing. It's pushing you to feel what you felt. A sense of nostalgia even. You know, where you get a smell and the smell takes you back. You go to a place you haven't been in a while and it takes you back. You meet a person and all of a sudden it takes you back to all those feelings and experiences that you had way back when. Now, because Mercury retrograde is actually in Pisces, Pisces being the 12th zodiac, it can make us experience things that have actually happened years ago. So even going for like 2016, before then, because that's the last zodiac. It's a 12th zodiac. So things that we experience could happen like during this Mercury retrograde, of like people from the past coming back that were from last year, or even way back, way back, where you have to revisit those emotions and gain a new perspective of what you're actually feeling. Remember, it's about your feelings, not so much now about what you're thinking. So go within And don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of things of the past coming back for you to revisit. It's an opportunity during Mercury retrograde. I know a lot of people have a lot of fear of Mercury retrograde because one, technology is wonky, so they get frustrated, right? It's not working. And things of the past, conflicts. And you must remember, because, you know, Pisces is ruled by Neptune. So Neptune's like the planet of illusion. A lot of things that and like when I mean illusion, it's like, you know, where people try to manipulate you or gaslight you or put you in situations where they aren't exactly honest with you and they're not upfront. Those things start coming to the surface during this Mercury retrograde, because Mercury is going to give you information about the things that basically were hidden or an illusion. So where people create an illusion around you, you'd have to actually wake up to what you're really feeling about this. How does this person make you feel? What wasn't completely upfront with you, because you need to get that information and go within and then almost heal it and transform it, in a sense that understand that you were a different person way back then, things were different back then, and now you're at a different place, you're moving forward. But first you got to go back. Mercury retrograde offers us gems in that essence, to actually really go back and see the parts of ourselves where we made mistakes. We, got involved with the wrong person, or had a situation where we didn't resolve any conflict of what actually was said. And now all of a sudden more things come to light, and this is for your own good. It's not something that's bad for you. It's for your own inner healing. During the time of Mercury retrograde in Pisces, you can feel really stiff. Like your body feels completely stiff, because it's a heavy feeling all of a sudden, because it's dealing with your emotions and the emotions that have been stuck within you from years ago. And now all of a sudden you have to actually move into releasing it. When you ever been heartbroken and you just can't move? Yes, so now you're expected during this time to go back and heal what you didn't want to deal with back then. And lots of times we don't deal with things, we just move forward. We go on, we do the next thing, we move forward, we're moving on. Now, all of a sudden, you don't have that chance anymore to move forward. You got to look at the parts of yourself that you neglected, the information that you did not see, the things that you did not see clearly. During Mercury retrograde, signing of contracts, you need to read and reread. Because remember, communication, even written, before you send the text, check it out, read it, reread it, see how it sounds. Don't just send. Because around this time, everything is kind of misunderstood. And even what we sign in contracts, we think it's one way, but then it's another way. Not a good time to start anything new. It's actually a completion cycle. So if you wanted to complete something that you started before the retrograde, you can complete it during Mercury retrograde. It's an excellent time. So like you can launch something during Mercury retrograde. You might have a few snags, but you can launch it as long as you started whatever project before the Mercury retrograde. You don't start it now and make the decisions now on what to do. You actually because you must remember, decisions come from the head. Now we're all of a sudden thinking about what we want to do. You can't think. You got to feel. You got to go back. You got to work kind of backwards in order to move forward. And you got to have patience. A lot of patience during this time, because appointments get missed. People meet you later than they say they should. So patience is something now you really have to get within yourself. And notice that. Notice how it takes you back. Back in a sense, like nurturing patience, looking deeper, looking at situations and seeing the truth of those situations around you. Because remember, Neptune, planet of illusion. Now you have to be, the illusion has to go, and you have to kind of be real a little and real with how you feel. It's a beautiful time during Mercury retrograde. We do need a lot more sleep. Dreams, because Mercury retrogrades in Pisces. Pisces is all about your intuition, creativity. So your dreams will be more active during Mercury retrograde. You'll have more important dreams. So you can always book energy balance or reading with me to go deeper with your dreams. but also it's a good time to study aspects of meditation, crystals. So for courses, you can also contact me and allow all of that, because you kind of now connect more to your soul than your physical. It's like all of a sudden you're more soulful. So everything to do with your soul, nurturing, healing, time out, self-care, spending that time and going within will help you a lot more than trying to kind of connect now when we asked to disconnect from everything and come back to self. Thank you for watching my Mercury retrograde video.